So y'all, this topic has been on my mind for a little while now, and I've been thinking about this particularly ever since I've been watching these dating shows on Netflix, which are all types of cringe to me. Now, that's not to say that these shows are not great entertainment, okay? Like, definitely watch The Ultimatum if you want to be thoroughly entertained in seeing how these couples jack themselves up by agreeing to switch and swap and date other people within the confines of a period of time to determine whether or not they are more compatible with someone else or their partner. And I just want to tell you that I feel like if you feel like you have to give someone an ultimatum in your relationship, the relationship is over, okay? It is over. It don't exist. It's non-existent. It's finito. If you gotta give somebody an ultimatum about whether or not to, it's either now or never, we're gonna get married, now or never. If the person takes convincing, they are not worth convincing. I'm just gonna go ahead and state that right off the rip. If it's one thing that I've learned, and I think throughout my dating, life, and I've had some ups and downs, just as I'm sure many of you guys have, then you will know that, listen, you're gonna kiss a lot of frogs, okay? And ain't nothing wrong with that, right? And it's also nothing wrong with being, not wanting to rush into marriage, because marriage, it's a commitment, and it is a commitment between two people, and every commitment between two people will look very, very different. So you never really want to compare your situation to someone else's situation because you don't know what those shared agreements are within another relationship. However, as I'm watching these shows and I'm watching these couples literally disintegrate before my very eyes, okay? Like, it's wild to me. And I love that Nick Lachey and Vanessa have cornered the market on this, considering their own sort of relationship histories that have been chronicled on reality TV, most specifically Nick's with Jessica Simpson. However, that's beyond the point, because ultimately they have found a way to make fascinating television, and I'm not gonna really complain about it, but what I am going to say is that it is very cringe for the people involved, okay? And I had been wanting to talk about dating and relationships for a while on this channel, but I just hadn't done it because I was like, I don't want to come across like preachy or nothing like that. I don't really consider myself a dating expert. I only would say to myself that I'm experienced in the world of dating, and really ultimately the things that I have learned, I think I can hopefully impart to you. And so hopefully my suggestions for, I don't know, maybe improving your love life will hit you and resonate, so that you don't find yourself on the ultimatum or find yourself having to give someone an ultimatum in order to have a successful relationship or not, okay? And I feel like if you have to give someone an ultimatum, as I stated in the beginning of this video, then the relationship is through, okay? Now, I know that's harsh. I know that's a very finite statement, but I honestly believe it to be true. That's just the fact of the matter. I feel as though, especially, and I want you ladies to hear this, and men as well, but I can definitely tell you with 100% certainty that when a man wants something in life, he is generally going to stop at nothing to get it. So if he really, really wants you, he will let nothing stop him from getting with you, okay? I believe the same for women, but I'm not in a woman's mind, so I cannot ascertain or pretend to ascertain that I know exactly how women think. But what I do believe is that, when a woman has figured out what she wants as well, she's gonna stake her claim in it as well. But I know for a fact, so anybody out there that is confused, when a man really wants you, there is nothing that he will not do to get with you, okay? To show you that he wants to be with you. All the player days and player ways will be long behind him, okay? You ain't gotta worry about, okay, all of a sudden the phone calls to start, you know, tapering off, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I fell asleep at 7 p.m. Okay, so I didn't see your call until 9 a.m. the next day. No, it ain't gonna be none of that, okay? Because they're gonna let you know that, you know, you're the person that they want to be with. And I feel like, you know, one of the things that I really have been wanting to impart, especially as we watch these, you know, for those of you guys who don't know, again, my name is DJ Richie Scott. This is the Richie Scott in Real Life channel. I forgot to do my introduction. If you are interested in lifestyle, travel, motivation, and life advice in general, from someone who has worked in the entertainment industry and who continues to work in the entertainment industry as a news correspondent, but I also have a news channel as well, I just feel like I talk about reality TV shows all day, and we dissect and we get into the nooks and crannies of relationships. And based on my observations, these are just some of the things that I feel like I could impart to you. And I'm gonna continue to start to share these things that I sort of pop up into my head as sort of maybe gems and pearls of wisdom, so that hopefully I can maybe help save some people some time, effort, and you know, heartache. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest thing that I want to say about, you know, these types of shows is that they really show and establish this one point that I think will really resonate when you really think about it. Don't date down, okay? And what I mean by that is, and I think this is the most important piece of relationship advice that anyone could ever give you. And again, I know I should preface this by saying I am not an expert, okay? I am simply someone who I think has, through the experience of trial and error, figured things out. And especially watching and critiquing these shows, I understand something now that I think I didn't understand before when I was younger, and I began to understand it more as I got older. When I say don't date down, I don't mean don't date somebody who you feel like is, you know, working at McDonald's and don't have no future. I'm not even talking about that. I mean, you can have your preferences for the type of person that you want to date and what they should do and this, that, and the third, but make sure you match that, okay? And what I mean by don't date down is don't date somebody on a lower vibration level than what you are or what you aspire to be. And for instance, let me give you an example. Okay, so I listen a lot to Abraham Hicks, right? And if you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, you know, look her up, because Abraham Hicks often talks about vibration. And one of the things that she says a lot is vibration precedes manifestation. So what does that mean? Let's break it down, right? If vibration precedes manifestation, that means that you already need to be vibrating on a frequency to obtain what you want in order for you to manifest what you want, right? So you can't manifest, if you are in a state, let's say you are broke and destitute, right? Your vibration does not have to be broke and destitute. Your vibration can be temporarily with limited funds, okay? But I am vibrating at the space of a millionaire, even though there is no evidence of millions of dollars in my bank account. My vibration is so high that I can't help but manifest future income, okay? That is what that means. So even when you think about, you know, relationships, I say the same thing. Vibration precedes manifestation, right? So let's say you are in the process of manifesting a good man or a good woman or whatever you choose, right? You have to vibrate at a space where you are ready to achieve or to receive that manifestation. So let's say, for instance, you are single. You have just come out of a situation where somebody was, you know, maybe dogged you out or did you something dirty. What you gotta do next is you gotta focus on the good things that you learned from that situation, and you already gotta set your mind on a higher level than what you have been through, okay? So your mind has to be up here in order for you to get someone and manifest someone who is at that level as well, okay? And see, a lot of people, a lot of us, especially in the past, okay, for myself included, I was vibrating so low that I was attracting low, okay? Wow. So what you need to do is you need to vibrate at the highest level at all times. And I know that can be very difficult because, you know, circumstances will occur. And vibrating high doesn't mean that we don't acknowledge that you hit a bump in the road or you might have had a bad day. It's just that you don't focus on that bad day and you don't focus on the bad that happened during that day so much. Your vibration continues to keep you here, even though that little bump in the road like that, I mean, you felt it a little bit, but your vibration is up so high that little bump in the road didn't even really feel like much because you know that it was a bump in the road and there's a long road ahead, right? You feel what I'm saying? So for me, I often think to myself, especially as I'm watching these shows, I'm like, it is so obvious to me who kind of belongs together and who doesn't belong together, because you can see that the vibrations don't even match. They are not aligned. Some people, you can tell, will come into a situation or a relationship, you know, with a whole lot of baggage. And there is nothing wrong with having gone through and experienced things in life, but you can't carry all of that with you. And at some point in time, you're gonna have to lighten that load. And you are really gonna have to lighten that load if you wanna vibrate here. You're gonna have to let a lot of things go because it's gonna be too heavy for you to get to this level, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, I'm preaching today, and I want you guys to understand this message because it's very important, all right? So as you are vibrating here, okay, you can't help but manifest things on this level, right? But if you vibrating here, you're gonna manifest things that are here and lower. So what you wanna do is, the phrase that I told you earlier, don't date down, is you have to be vibrating so high that nothing here even comes close to who you are, where you are, or in your space, okay? You're not even gonna run into that anymore because you're gonna be so busy vibrating here that your manifestations are gonna be here as well, and they're gonna align. And that person that you're looking for is going to align as well. Promise you, it is going to happen. When you look at, you know, couples who really seem to click and really seem to work, or are able to kind of make it through the ups and downs that may occur in relationships and just life in general, it is usually because they are vibrating on the same wavelength, okay? They are vibrating on a similar space. And that's what I mean. Don't date nobody whose vibration is down here. And I know that can sound a little bit, I don't want to call it ruthless, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You don't, and that's not to say that, listen, again, we're not talking about a person's socioeconomic status, right? Because that can always change depending on the motivation of that person and depending on the right people that they get around. You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell you for myself, I was manifesting a certain amount of a certain amount of money that I wanted per month. And I will tell you about that in another video. And I'm mad at myself because I didn't write down that I wanted to manifest more than that, okay? I really was manifesting this amount when I should have been manifesting this amount. But because I had never been to this level, this was the ceiling for me that I felt like I could reach. Not really understanding that I needed to be here, okay? But that's a whole nother story for a different day, right? So what I want you to do is, I really want for anybody out there who is, you know, having some issues in the dating space, and you may be watching these, you know, reality TV shows or whatever like that, and, you know, it may trigger some emotions with you because, I mean, they're entertaining shows. Cringy at times, but definitely entertaining, okay? I really want you to start to think about what level are you vibrating at, okay? And that's on a day-to-day basis. Are you vibrating here? Or are you vibrating here? Because if you're vibrating here, you're gonna attract whatever's down here. And it's usually not gonna be pretty, okay? It's not gonna end well, typically, okay? And again, this is not about dating someone with a lower socioeconomic status or a job that you deem to be maybe lesser than something that which you really want. Because another thing is, I mean, I would say this, don't be trying to judge, like if you ain't up here with what your requirements are for dating, then your requirements of your partner cannot be all the way up here either, okay? I mean, unless you're searching on sugardaddy.com or something like that, or sugarmama.com or whatever they call those types of sites. So anyway, that's what I wanted to impart to you guys today is, you know, don't date down. You know, don't date below your level of vibration. And in order to manifest something that's gonna be worthwhile, my challenge to you is to begin to figure out how you can vibrate at a higher level, okay? That means keeping your energy up, your thoughts positive, and your mindset in the right zone so that you can welcome, okay, positivity into your life. And I know for some of you guys that will sound like very esoteric and very pie in the sky, but when you really think about it, everything starts here, okay? And so I wanted to impart that to you guys today, especially after just watching the Ultimatum, and I was just like, oh my God, I gotta talk to my people about this. But let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. Do you feel like you are currently dating at your level of vibration, or do you think that you need to work on raising your vibration in order to manifest whatever it is that you want in your life, specifically a mate, okay? And there also too, let me just add this as a caveat, there's nothing wrong with being single, because sometimes you have to spend some time with yourself first in order to get that vibration up here to where it needs to be. Don't invite nobody into this space when you are in a process of transitioning your vibration. Get your vibration where you need it to be first, and then begin to open your mind and open your heart to the opportunities to manifest the type of love that you want in your life, okay? I hope that this helps somebody out there, because if it did, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit me in the comments, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't done so already. You know, on this channel, we're talking real life stuff. We're talking travel, we're talking motivation, we're talking about how best to use travel, how to, you know, YouTube strategies and stuff like that. I want this to be like real life topics and not just, you know, I talk reality TV and I love it, but I also love to give any advice that I can from my own personal experiences, and hopefully this will help somebody. So again, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I will catch you guys in the next video.